The forest released Prince Arelion just before dawn. Mist clung to the ground as the sky slowly shifted from deep blue to gold. Ahead of him, the road divided into two paths. One led back to the castle, to stone halls, royal councils, and the safety of tradition. The other curved toward the villages, toward open fields, uncertain days, and lives lived without crowns. Arelion stood between them, listening. The forest's words still rested in his heart. Those who listen become protectors. From the village road, he heard coughing carried by the wind. From the castle road, he heard bells calling him home. He closed his eyes. For the first time. The prince understood that every kingdom is shaped not by grand speeches, but by quiet choices made when no one is watching. Slowly, Arelion turned toward the villagers. The sun rose fully as he walked. In a small settlement, he found a family struggling with poor harvests. He listened. He stayed. He helped organize shared water and food. Word spread, not of a prince, but of a young man who stayed when others passed through. That evening, as lanterns lit the village, Arelion looked back toward the distant castle. He did not feel loss. He felt alignment. Far away, the castle bells rang, unanswered. And somewhere deep in the forest, the trees stirred in approval.
The village slept under a soft blanket of stars. Prince Arelion sat alone beside a small fire, its light flickering against his thoughtful face. Nearby, laughter from distant homes drifted into the night, warm, real, alive. For the first time, the crown lay in his hands, not on his head. It felt heavier than he imagined. Not because of gold or jewels, but because of what it meant. Each jewel reflected a face he had met. Each curve held a promise he had not yet learned how to keep. Arelion stared into the fire, listening. He had chosen the people over the palace. But choice did not remove responsibility. It deepened it. That night, a messenger arrived from the castle. "The council waits," the man said softly. "They worry you have forgotten who you are." Arelion looked at the crown again. "I remember," he replied. "That is why I stayed." He rose before dawn and walked the village once more, helping carry water, settling quiet disputes, listening to fears never spoken aloud. As the sun rose, something within him settled. The crown was not meant to lift him above others. It was meant to remind him to bend closer. When Arelion finally placed the crown back into its cloth, it no longer felt heavy. It felt earned. The council chamber was colder than the forest. Stone walls rose high, lined with banners of past kings. Candles flickered, casting long shadows across the faces of the elders seated in a circle. Prince Arelion stood alone at the center. No crown, no guards, only truth. "You walk among villagers," one elder said. "You delay matters of state," said another. "You risk appearing weak." Their voices echoed, heavy with expectation. Arelion did not interrupt. He listened. When the room finally fell silent, he spoke, not loudly, but clearly. "I've learned more in the fields than I ever did on the throne," he'd said. "I have seen hunger before it becomes anger, fear before it becomes rebellion." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Another elder leaned forward. "A king must command." Arelion met his gaze. "A king must understand," he replied. The candles trembled as if the air itself held its breath. Then the oldest counselor rose slowly. "Our laws were written in stone," he said, "but the kingdom is made of people." Silence followed, deep and honest. When Arelion stepped outside, the sun was already rising. The bells rang again, not as a summons, but as recognition. The council had tested him, and the kingdom had passed.